Right, welcome to the next video, which is going to be kind of a very important video. I mean, all of the videos are important, but this one particularly is important because now we need to authenticate our domain name with Facebook. And we didn't have to do that last year or even 5 years ago. You didn't have to, but with these recent changes of the Facebook terms and conditions and of all these like data leaks, and you know what's going on in the news, and Facebook is kind of very sensitive. So now it's not mandatory, but I really suggest you hook up your domain and authenticate your domain so you don't have problems with Facebook. And it's not going to prevent you having issues with Facebook 100%, because even big companies like Coca-Cola had some issues with Facebook and their advertising accounts. And if you have watched the news recently, Facebook even banned the account of Donald Trump, the president of the United States. So you know Facebook kind of, they're like the gods of the traffic, so they can do whatever they want to do. In this video, we're going to authenticate our domain name. So let's go. So this is the business manager that I showed you. This is where we created our pages. If you go to here are my pages, and you go to add accounts. I'm going to show you how to set up your ad account. But here on the left side, scroll down and click the brand safety. Click brand safety and click domains. So now we want to set up our domain name, and we're going to be using the domain name that you should have just one domain name. I know I'm showing you different domain names here in this training because I have different domain names, but for you, you should stick with just one domain name. So once you register your domain name, we saw how to hook it up from here. This is the cPanel from Namecheap to here, where is the System.io, the place where you hook up your domain name. And then after that, you need to go to the business settings of I just showed you and click add a domain name. Now, after you sign up, after you hook up, after you create your domain name, after the first thing you do when you sign up with Namecheap, let it sit for a couple of days. Don't rush right away to set it up in Facebook, because this is kind of a trigger warning for Facebook, because no business just register a domain name, creates a fan page in one day, and then wants to authenticate and to start advertising. So let us sit the domain name for a couple of days. Like I told you, even with the fan page, create a couple of posts and just let it sit for a couple of days, and even weeks. I told you weeks is perfect. And then come back to the business settings, click add a domain name right here, and we're going to be adding the bright ideas. So let me go back to the cPanel. Let me see, bright ideas daily. This is the domain name I'm going to be hooking up, bright ideas. And for you, it's going to be, let's say, solar something, or diet something, or perfect recipes, or DIY crafts, or create your energy, or loseweight.com, whatever might be. So I'm gonna paste. Don't create the domain code loseweight.com, by the way. Don't use the term lose weight. Facebook hates affiliate offers about losing weight if you say these words. You can say be healthy or live a healthier life, that's perfect, but losing weight, it's a no-no for Facebook. So click paste, and I'm gonna click add a domain name. So let's see what happens. And of course I have to click refresh, I'm guessing. Let's see. All right, perfect. Now here is my domain name. It says Bright Ideas Daily. This is my company, this is my business, Interactive Software Solutions. So there are 4 ways that you can use to authenticate the domain name, and we're going to be using the DNS verification. You can use HTML or meta tag verification, but for this you need to hook up your domain for the hosting for the cPanel, and we already have hooked it up for System.io. So we're going to be using just the DNS.txt record. So what we need to do, here are the instructions. Login into your domain registrant and visit the DNS registration section, which I have already opened that. And remember, here we inserted the C names for the System.io. So this is the dashboard we're going to be working on. Then the second step is add this txt record in your DNS configuration, and this is what we have to copy. And you see when I hover over, it says copy to clipboard, and when I click it, it says already copied to clipboard. So now this is copied to clipboard. The third instruction is add at symbol in the host field if your domain host requires it, and I don't think Namecheap requires this. Wait until your DNS configuration changes have spread across your website domain servers. With this may take up to 72 hours. So it may take up to 72 hours for the domain to be green. So this should become green. So let's go to the cPanel, and here what we want to do is I'm going to click add a new record, and this time it's going to be not CNAME, it's going to be TXT. So scroll down, there we go, this is the TXT record. And here is the record. This is the one we copied from Facebook. So I'm going to click paste. So this is the Facebook authentication. And the valid name, we can use just the @ symbol or our domain name. So let me see. I'm going to use just @ symbol. Just like that, you must specify a valid zone. So then we need to use just the domain name. So instead of @ symbol, instead of @ we're going to be using just the actual domain name. So this is your name, like that. Copy this and paste it here, just like that. Okay, now it's perfect. And click add a record. So once you add a record, I'm not going to click it because this is authenticated with another business manager, but you see we have a dot after the .com, which is fine. This is don't delete the dot, leave the dot like here. You see this is period, and I'm deleting it. Don't delete it, leave the period like that. Click add record and wait a couple of hours, a couple of days to be authenticated. And here I can click verify, and maybe click verify right away, and then click verify a couple of hours later. And then if it's still not verified, click you know what, let me click verify to see if I can verify that. Add a record, let's see. I mean, it's already verified, but it should go through. So okay, now it's verified. I mean, now I have the txt file. So I'm going to go back to the business manager, and I'm going to click verify. Let's see. Okay, txt record is mismatched. We did not find matching DNS txt on your domain, which is fine because they say it may take up to 72 hours. And I can click learn more. And here you can read more about authentication. Please enter a valid domain name, domain already verified, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so don't push this verify button. Just leave it for a couple of hours, come back, click verify again. And for some reason, if you still have issues, hit up the support at Namecheap. Like I said in my previous videos, they are available 24/7. And literally, if you have any issues and you cannot do that yourself, you literally just copy this TXT record and tell them, hey, I need to authenticate my domain name with Facebook. This is the record. Please, can you do it for me? And they will do it for you. I'm pretty sure, because I've been asking them to do a lot of stuff for me, and they do it. So this is about this video. Wait for your domain to be authenticated, and then I'll meet you in the next video where we're going to be starting making some more cool stuff.